take you to where our academy is hosted, which is the BWJ Exchange. Just click submit consent. That's going to take your login from the portal, and it's going to push it on single sign-on to the exchange. Now, I'm going to come back to the BWJ Exchange in the third section of what we're going to talk about. So don't worry about anything else here. The exchange is our community, but I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, okay? But all you need to know is the Travel Agent Academy is hosted here. So we got all these lessons, all these quizzes. You pass the quizzes, you complete the Travel Agent Academy, you gain that confidence to put yourself one step closer in being successful with us. Does that make sense, guys? Do we all see that? Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Let's go ahead and jump back to the travel agent portal. The second section here is the book tab. And before I talk about these links in the book tab, I want to scroll down to my supplier directory, right? These are all the suppliers, all the partners that you can now book and earn commission with. You are for sure familiar with some of these brands, right? Expedia, Disney, Carnival, Sandals, Southwest, United. Some of these brands are very familiar to you. Others, not so much. Beds Online, Amstar. I'm sure you've never heard of these companies before. So we've created a book section to help you determine which supplier to use based on the type of trip you're looking to book. Okay. Terry, I see you were unable to log in. If you guys have any login issues or account issues, right? Maybe an email went into a folder and you're having a hard time, just email my support team. I'm going to give you their contact information at the end of the call, okay? Because I obviously can't sit here and one by one troubleshoot account issues. We'd spend 3 hours on that call. But let's go ahead and just pretend that Virginia, okay? Let's say Virginia wants to book a Cancun vacation package. Virginia is going to click on vacation packages. Lo and behold, it's going to open up a list of suppliers, right? And you're going to see highlights on the right side, description on the bottom, commission and booking difficulty information right up top. All you have to do to get access to this supplier is click this get access button. That will send my team an alert. Within 24 hours, we will send you login credentials or registration instructions to that specific supplier. Does that make sense? That's how you request access to booking with a partner. Now, to be able to get access to any of these suppliers, you must have completed your 3 mandatory startup guide requirements. Can we remember back to them? Because they were texted and emailed to you. Remember, the first one was to watch those 6 videos. Then you have to do sign the IC agreement, and then you complete the identity verification. Those 3 steps take no longer than 30 to 40 minutes if you do them back to back. But once you're done with all 3 steps, you will have unrestricted access to all 30 plus suppliers. Now, just because you can get access to everything doesn't mean you should. It's kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet. I can go in and eat everything on the menu. I'm going to walk out of there with a stomach ache. Well, here's how the analogy works in regards to getting access to suppliers, because I've seen new agents make this mistake before. Each of these suppliers has their own travel agent login. They have their own marketing emails. They have their own supplier trainings, which means if you click get access to each of them, the system's not going to stop you from doing that. But what is going to happen is you're going to be bombarded with a lot of emails, a lot of information. It will overwhelm you. I've seen it happen in the past. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Take it one step at a time. Start with 2 suppliers, get comfortable, work your way out. Eventually, you will book with all of them. Not what you want to burden yourself with in the beginning as you're just getting comfortable with everything else. Does that make sense, guys? Fantastic. Marco, the IC agreement is on Signwell. It's the easiest way to sign it. If you've ever used the DocuSign or electronic document signing platform before, it's as simple as doing that, okay? Because it's on Signwell, all right? But when it comes out to you via email, you'll see exactly how to make that happen. Yep, my pleasure, Sabrina. All right. Now, in the beginning, guys, default to the yellow partners. Yellow partners are the preferred partners, best overall. Start with them, get comfortable, and then toggle between suppliers as you see fit. Does that make sense? Fantastic. All right. Let's go ahead and jump back, guys. The third section here is events, all right? And this is where we have our events calendar. Now, outside of our trainings, outside of my support team, outside of the suppliers' resources, we also have live webinars. Okay, so these webinars and these meetings go on throughout the month. You can definitely participate on them. I highly encourage you to do so. There's one I'm going to highlight in particular, which is Jacob's pod team meeting. This happens once every 2 weeks on Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific. And this meeting, Jacob and I, we do this live call. We talk about travel news, supplier updates, commission updates. We do live Q&As with our agents. It's a fun, engaging conversation. We got a trivia session. We give we give winners away Visa gift cards. Very, very highly recommend that this is the one call you participate on if you can participate on any, right? This will keep you up to speed on the industry. It's our version of a team meeting. Okay. Now, beyond this call, of course, we have others like Jacob has live booking support and help calls. So twice a week, Jacob is actually getting on calls and he's doing open forums. So you can ask him hypotheticals, give him client scenarios. He's going to show you the supplier he's going to work with, how to get the best bang for the buck, save the client the most money, earn yourself the most commission. So it's a really nice way to get that practical experience. Even if you're not actively working with clients yet, it's still nice to get that information. Now, I understand that many of you are doing this part-time. You have full-time commitments. That's okay because all these calls are recorded. So even if you weren't able to attend live, in the portal under the Learn section, we have a link called Zoom Recordings. Do we see that? All you got to do is click Zoom Recordings and bam, you can go ahead and watch the previous recordings. Let's say you wanted to watch the last Jacob's Pod Team meeting. You click Watch Recording. Best part about Zoom, this is why they're $1 billion+ company, is that they will section out the entire call for you. Their AI will give you a summary. They'll see audio transcripts get built and the chat as it was happening live. So this will really help you not just refresh your memory on something you missed or we went over too quickly, but also get the content if you didn't attend live, as though it were live, because you have tons of those resources active on the recording. Does that make sense? Fantastic. All right. So guys, let's go ahead and jump back now. Those were the 3 main sections of the travel agent portal. I have tons of other resources I want to introduce you to. The best way I know how to introduce you to these resources is by going through the booking process, and we'll start tapping into those, okay? As I'm coming across them. So let's go ahead and do that by pretending, let's see, who? John. John, you get a call from a client. Client says, hey, John, I know you're a travel agent now. I want to book a cruise, John. Can you help me book a cruise, John? Well, what's John going to say, right? He's going to say, absolutely not. Lose my number. Don't ever call me again. And he's going to toss his phone out the window. No, I'm kidding. He's going to be like, of course, I'd love to help you book a cruise. And he's going to start a relationship with the client, right? John is going to find out interests, likes, dislikes. Where's the client been? Where do they want to go? Who are they traveling with? Right? So John is taking notes. No problem, Damu. John is taking notes. And as he's taking notes on the initial call, no problem, Johnny. As he's taking notes on the initial call, he's going to go ahead and find out all this information. And once you hop off that call with the client, you're going to go ahead and jump to one of your suppliers. So let's pretend that we're going to book with Royal Caribbean. Is anyone familiar with the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line brand? Yes? It's one of my favorite cruise lines, okay? Awesome family vacations. The food on board is incredible. The activities, entertainment, and funny little side note, it seems like every year Royal Caribbean is coming out with the world's largest cruise ship, right? And no one's competing with them for that title. It's just Royal Caribbean every year one-upping themselves. Maybe it's a bet they have in the office on who can design the biggest ship. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. John's going to go ahead and log into his travel agent login with Royal Caribbean. And now he's going to check ships and quotes and itineraries. And he's going to pull some of those deals. He's going to offer it to the client. And client's going to go ahead and give him feedback, right? Client's going to say, I like this. I don't like that, right? So now we got this back and forth going on between John and the client. And during that time, you guys want to take notes, okay? You want to take notes because when your client calls you, you don't want to scramble to remember what you talked about. You want to pick up where you left off. And eventually, Client's going to call you and say, okay, John, let's go ahead and book that Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas cruise, okay? I want to book that one. And John's going to say, that's fantastic. And he's going to move to the second step of the booking process, which is the credit card authorization form and purchase agreement right up top. Do you guys see that link? Okay. I know some of you just came onto this call from Jacob's because I'm sure all of you got, the alert. Jacob was having his booking support and help call. You probably got an email alert 15 minutes before that started. That's okay for anyone just coming in. Keep in mind that the recording is happening live. So you'll be able to get that beginning bit that you missed. All right. So we're going to go ahead and click on this link, the credit card authorization form, and it's going to open up this form that we need to go ahead and fill in. So John's going to go ahead and start filling this in. He's going to put his first name, his last name. Now, you are all licensed and registered as BWJ travel agents. You're affiliated with BWJ Travel, but within the company, we help you create a brand identity. You will see this in your training. The reason for that is that even the clients that we give you to service, we want them recognizing you. We want them calling you back, and we want them working with you for life, okay? So for that to happen, you need to have your little brand identity within the company, and that's what we teach you how to build, a little name. So let's pretend that John's is John's Jurassic Adventures, okay? Let's say that's your company name, all right? Or your, not company name, your brand identity within BWJ. Then you're going to put your email address. I'm going to put my email address for the sake of the example. And then home address. So this can be your home address, office address, PO box, virtual mailbox, whatever, right? You can put anything like that. Again, it's for identity purposes, so your client recognizes you. By the way, if your client calls BWJ's line, we will do our best effort to connect that back with you. But the reason we don't want them calling BWJ is because BWJ doesn't service the clients, right? We give it to our agents to service. And I've had a situation before where agents service the client, and then client afterwards will call BWJ, and we didn't catch that it was that agent that serviced them, and we gave it to another agent, and it's just a conflict we don't want to happen. So we want the client to really recognize you and your info and call you and connect with you, even though you're a BWJ travel agent, all right? And then your client's information down here. So let's say we're going to say name is Peter Smith, and then we'll put our email address, all right? No, Armani, you're not filling any of this out. You guys are just watching me do this. I'm showing you the booking process. You do not follow me on your end, all right? You can take notes if you'd like. Does that all make sense so far, guys? Does that make sense, what I just filled in? Okay, great. Now, watch, because this is where the magic happens. When you click submit, Tinkerbell flies out of nowhere, okay? Because when she's not working for Peter Pan, she works for BWJ Travel LLC. We call her white collar Tinkerbell. She flies out, she waves her magic wand, she flies out of there so fast you probably don't even see her. And what Tinkerbell does is she emails you I'll show you what she emails you, something in your inbox, and I'm going to open that now so we can see it. Bear with me. Let me find that email. Perfect. You guys all see my email? This is what's going to come into your inbox, all right? And once we go ahead and click this link that Tinkerbell sent us herself, it's going to open up this authorization form. Now, the magic of Tinkerbell is she just white labeled all your information in the letterhead, your brand identity, your name, and your address. Of course, with our affiliation on the right side and the company that you're with, right? Now, there's two reasons why Tinkerbell white labeled this information in the letterhead. But before I tell you those reasons, I do have to give you guys a little disclaimer. I've been in trouble for this in the past. I was kidding. Tinkerbell does not work for us. Please don't report us to Disney. We couldn't afford a trademark infringement lawsuit from them. All right. So now that I've put that out there and we don't open ourselves up to liability, my lawyer can rest easy at night. Let's jump back to the authorization form. There's two reasons why it's white labeled, guys. Number one, oh man, Bella's going to report me. Number one, is because it's professional, okay? It instills confidence into the client. Once they get this authorization form sent to them to sign, they'll see your information. They will feel comfortable working with you. Number two, it protects you from liability, from things going wrong. Now, before you attack Edwin. And like, Edwin, I'm sending people on cruises and on vacations. What are you talking about things going wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I'm so glad you asked because I'm going to tell you right now. Flight changes, cancellations, hurricanes, the client doesn't have the right visa, their passport's expired. Los Angeles is up in flames, right? Which just happened in January. So these things can happen, guys. It can mess with travel plans. What this authorization form says, the first page, the terms and conditions, says that you are not legally responsible if it does. Does that make sense? You still have a fiduciary duty to take care of your client, right? That means if your client calls you from the airport, says, oh my God, Bella, I'm freaking out. I missed my flight. I don't know what I'm going to do. We're hoping that Bella isn't going to hang up on her client, right? Bella's going to go ahead and try to help them rebook their flights. Let the hotel know clients are coming in a day later. Let the transportation know clients are arriving tomorrow. Do whatever you can do to help mend the situation, because at the end of the day, the client's working with you because they expect a concierge level of service. Otherwise, they would have simply booked online. Does that make sense? Yes, Bella, absolutely. And I'm going to talk about the emergency phone number you guys have for BWJ at the end of the call. All right? But great point. She's like, call emergency services for BWJ, for sure. So let's go ahead now and scroll down to the second page, guys. This is where we have to start filling in information. We're going to start with passenger info, okay? Passenger name, first name, last name, date of birth, and gender. As it appears in the travel document, guys, this is very important to avoid the he said, she said. You don't want your client to call you and say, hey, Catherine, you spelled my name wrong. I can't check in for my flight. It's all your fault, blah, blah, blah. Catherine's going to say, I'm sorry. That's the information you gave me. I put it on the authorization form. I sent it to you. You reviewed it. You signed it. That's what I used to make the reservation. Now, hopefully, Catherine's not a petty person. Catherine's going to say, I'm more than happy to correct the mistakes, fix the issues, do this and do that. But there's no more miscommunication and misunderstanding because it was on the authorization form. Does that make sense? Perfect. Perfect. Hanifa, if you can't book and their flight's canceled, like we'll figure something out together. We will find out whatever options are available during an emergency. Virginia, worst case, you can put hours, but the intent really is that your client recognizes you and your brand identity, because if they call BWJ, then all bets really kind of are off, because we might assign it to another agent to service. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move down now to the brief itinerary description. We're going to put any and all information as it pertains to the trip that we're booking. So in this case, John is booking a Royal Caribbean Navigator of the Seas cruise. Let's say it's June 10 to 16, 2025. We're going to say 2 adults, junior suite, ocean view, balcony cabin. And then we're going to put the per person amount, $2,500. On the third line, we're going to put the cancellation policy. In this case, let's pretend it's non-refundable. Does that make sense? And then last but not least, down here, guys, we're going to why? Because this document doesn't just protect you from liability, from things going wrong. It also gives you the authority to charge your client's card on their behalf to the supplier. It gives you authority to use that credit card. Does that make sense? Perfect. Rachel asks, we put our personal cell. So in terms of using your phone to call, in one of my trainings, we talk about VoIP phones, right? Like Google Voice, 8x8, Dial Pad, Ring Central, Text Magic. There's a lot of different options. So I'm going to divert you to that video on using VoIP phones so you don't have to use your personal cell phone numbers. Okay. Are we ready for a pop quiz? I know you didn't expect this. Is it PTSD to high school all over again, right? I'm going to pick someone. We're going to put them in the hot seat. I'm going to ask a question, and we're going to go from there, all right? Who do we want to put on the hot seat? Christina, I see that smile. Let's put you in the hot seat. Let's say you are working with a group of 4 families. Each family is paying for themselves. How many authorization forms are you going to be sending? You can hold it up or you can send it in the message. Absolutely correct. 4 authorization forms. Nice job to Christina and to everyone else who answered correctly. 4 authorization forms, 1 per person. All right. Pop quiz number 2. Isaac, let's put you in the hot seat, my man. Same exact situation. You're booking a group of 4 families. Each family is paying for themselves, but this time, 2 of those family members are splitting to 2 credit cards each. How many authorization forms now? Absolutely correct. 6 authorization forms. 6 authorization forms. Nice job. We're all on the same page. I knew you guys were a very intellectual bunch. So let's go ahead and now move forward and talk a little bit about, as BWJ travel agents, you guys get access to a plethora of resources and benefits. But there's one benefit in particular we don't really talk often enough about, and that is that you are all protected under the E&O insurance, under our errors and omissions professional liability insurance. Now, guys, this is for big mistakes. I rarely see this insurance get used, but I want you to think of it as a safety net. All right? It's a safety net to protect you in case things go wrong. Let me give you an example or a hypothetical. I need 1 person to volunteer as tribute for this example because it's a very uncomfortable hypothetical. Not super uncomfortable. But who wants to volunteer as tribute for this example? All right, Sabrina. I saw Sabrina's message in chat, but I appreciate the volunteering. Sabrina, I will start off by saying that you're going to regret volunteering. No, I'm totally kidding. All right, let's say Sabrina scores $150,000 destination wedding booking. Sabrina, you are on cloud 9, okay? Life has never looked better, right? You're about to book your first 120-person group. You're about to make $30,000 in commission. So Sabrina, wow. When I say grass is greener on the other side, I'm talking about the side you're standing on, okay? It's green, freshly cut grass. So Sabrina does what I would do, guys. We're not going to judge Sabrina because this is what Edwin would do. She calls up her friends. She says, girls, guys, we're going out to celebrate. I'm taking everyone out to that fancy Italian restaurant, the one you guys have seen on TikTok where they make the pasta and the Parmesan wheel with the fire. We're going to order the most expensive bottle of Merlot. They're going to eat. They're going to drink. Sabrina's going to cover the tab. So she takes all her friends out. They eat. They drink. Have a blast. Bill's $1,000, but who cares? She's about to make $30,000 on this one booking. So she's like, here we go. Let me sign it. So the morning after, Sabrina wakes up, and unfortunately, she has a little headache because she had one too many glasses of red the night before. Now, in the midst of this hangover, Sabrina forgets to make the payment for the group deposit for the flights. Oops. Well, guys, I'm going to let you in on an ugly truth. Delta Airlines could not care less that this is our destination wedding galore. Not if it was mine, not if it was yours. If you missed the payment on the flights, they're going to cancel it. And when they cancel those flights for Sabrina's group, everything else is sold out because she was booking peak spring break season. 1 + 1 = 2. The destination wedding is ruined. The clients cannot get to Cancun for their wedding. Oh, man. Well, that means the destination wedding is completely ruined. All right? Now, lucky for Sabrina, she's working with a superstitious couple. They're freaking out. Oh my God, everything happens for a reason. I knew we weren't supposed to get married this soon. My mom was saying this. My aunt was telling me something was going to go wrong, blah, blah, blah. Now they're on the brink of divorce. It's a whole chaotic situation. And guess who they decide to take it out on? Poor little Sabrina. Sabrina, they sue you for $150,000 for ruining their wedding. Sabrina just went from cloud 9 to rock bottom. Sabrina is freaking out. How am I going to find $150,000 to get myself out of this situation? The answer is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you're not, okay? You're not going to find a nickel because that's where our E&O insurance kicks in, all right? That's where our errors and omissions insurance kicks in. There's a $1,000 deductible that you'll pay out of pocket. The remaining $149,000 gets covered by our insurance so you don't sink. And that coverage goes all the way up to $2 million in errors and omissions professional liability coverage. Okay? Sound good? Now, there is one thing that the insurance does not protect against, and that is fraud. But lucky for us, Edwin has 12 years of experience managing a retail travel agency, one of the biggest on the West Coast, SVH. I've seen all the good, bad, ugly, millions in and out every single month, right? I know exactly what fraud looks like, all right? And there's 3 red flags for fraud I'm going to talk about right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do if you spot them so you will never be responsible for fraud. Viana, your IC says up to $3,000 deductible, so that's a great point. It used to be $3,000, and that's why it says up to $3,000. It's only $1,000 now. Okay, that was probably years ago, but we've updated the contract, and because there haven't been a lot of claims, and I'm going to talk about this too, it's not very often that we have E&O insurance claims. Deductible is only $1,000. All right. So 3 red flags. Red flag number 1. The client that you're working with is a brand new client. You have never met them before. You don't know who they are. They're not a repeat client, right? They're not a friend or a family member, and they're looking to book for travel within 2 weeks. We call that in the travel industry a last-minute booking. Last-minute bookings by strangers are red flags. Last-minute bookings by strangers are red flags. Red flag number 2. The cardholder name and the passenger name does not match. That's what we call a third-party card. Third-party cards are also red flags. Third-party cards are also red flags. And red flag number 3. The client is eager to book. They're not price sensitive. It seems too good to be true. It probably is. That's the third red flag, okay? The clients are eager to book. They're not price sensitive. It seems too good to be true. It probably is. That's the third red flag. Second one for you, Carrie, is the cardholder name and the passenger name does not match, okay? Cardholder name and passenger name does not match. It's a third-party card. Now, guys, if any of those 3 red flags come up during the booking process, all you need to do is reach out to my support team. Within 1 hour during business hours, we will give you a green light or we will give you a red light. If my team gives you a green light to proceed with the booking and it turns out to be fraud, you will not be responsible whatsoever for the damages. That's your get out of jail free card. If you're a Monopoly player, I am, that's your get out of jail free card. I'll say that one more time. As long as you get the green light A-OK from us and it turns out to be fraud, you will not pay a penny out of pocket. We will cover 100% of liability. Make sense? Sound fair? Cool. Now, friends, E&O insurance, fraud is not the norm. It's the nitty-gritty. It doesn't happen often. The reason I brought it up is so you can now comfortably move forward knowing that there are protections in case something goes wrong, so you can comfortably proceed with us being our newest team member. Does that make sense? And I'm going to show you a resource very soon that makes it very technical step-by-step so you don't make any mistakes. Okay? Fantastic. So I have a few questions here. Let me go ahead and answer. So Isabella says, what if it's parents sending a family member somewhere? Great question. So of course, there's those situations. There's corporate clients. I get it. That's where the names and the cardholder and the passenger doesn't match. When in doubt, just ask us so we can verify it and give you a paper trail confirmation. So God forbid, if something does happen, you can bring it back to us and say, hey, this is what you confirmed for me. And we will 100% be like, absolutely. We got it covered. Now, unlikely for that to be a fraud situation, but why not? Better safe than sorry in a situation like that. Does that make sense? Sabrina, hang tight. I'm sure all your questions are going to be answered very soon. Stephanie, what was the first red flag again? That one was last minute bookings by strangers. So they're booking within 2 weeks of travel. Okay? Bryce, what kind of fraud is attempted towards travel agents? Stolen credit cards? Great question, Bryce. Yes, exactly. So maybe someone using someone else's credit card without authority to do so. And the reason it's a last minute booking, just a quick off note, and I'll jump back because we have tons more to cover, but I can go on, hours on this, is because whenever I book travel, if I book for travel flying in 5 days and I'm using a stolen credit card, it doesn't give the bank enough time to catch it before I have flown, which is why last minute bookings are higher occurrences of fraud, because the person can travel before it gets dinged by the bank. Does that make sense? Great. I'm so sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Naja, what if there aren't any red flags and it's fraud? Again, in my 12 years of managing a retail agency where we work directly with those clients, millions in and out every single month, it has always fallen into one of these buckets for fraud. Okay, unless there's some new Bitcoin fraud happening or something, and travel, like everything shifts and changes. For now, those are the three red flags. All right. Awesome. Diana, IC agreement gets sent to you when you finish the startup guide videos. Guys, I see all these other questions. I'm going to push them to Q&A, because if I answer everyone's questions, I won't finish all the important things. And then Q&A, will cover it again, and I'll go over it again. Okay? Sounds good? Okay, perfect. Now, guys, we're going to put the nitty-gritty aside. Fraud and E&O insurance is not the norm, doesn't happen often. So we're going to put that aside for now. Once you're done with this authorization form, Kendall, I see your hand raised. If you have a question, just message it in chat, please. Once you are done with this form, you click save and finish. It gets emailed to your client. Client's going to go ahead, pull it up, fill in the information, review the information, put in their card holder, credit card details, sign it, send it back to you. Once they send it back to John, John's going to then take that information and go to his supplier login. So John's going to go log back into Royal Caribbean. All right. And now he's going to finalize the booking, right? So John's going to pick the sailing, the ship, the room that they want. He's going to put in the passenger information, and he's going to put in the credit card details and make the payment. And once John makes the payment, makes the reservation, he's going to get a booking number. And once you have that booking number, you have one step remaining to complete this entire booking process. You have to take that booking number with you and put it into the CRM. Now, none of you guys have access yet to the CRM. Some of you don't even know what that is. So can anybody tell me, does anyone know what the acronym CRM? Well, first, before I say that, we don't give you CRM access as to not overwhelm you even more than all the tools and resources you have. The CRM is an irrelevant resource until you have your first booking. When you have your first booking made, you're going to click under this learn section, request CRM access. Do you guys see that? You're going to click that. You're going to say, yes, I have a booking. You're going to put in your email address, supplier, and booking number, and you're going to submit. And within 24 hours, you'll get a CRM activation email. You'll activate your CRM once and never again, because you'll always have access to it from that point on. Okay? Does that make sense on how to get access to CRM? Great. Now, let's pretend that John has access to the CRM, and he's going to click on Go to Travel CRM on the top right, and it's going to take him to his login. Now, I see a lot of you have answered it already correctly before I even asked it. You guys are just rock stars. CRM does stand for Customer Relationship Management System, or Client Relationship Management System. The purpose of a CRM is to help you manage your bookings, trips, clients, gives you a dashboard with your sales and commission information. And Travelly Solutions is the world's biggest and best travel agent CRM. This CRM is not free. It costs $10 per month per user. We cover that cost for all of our agents. Take advantage of the CRM because we pay for it for you. There are tons of other features on here that I just don't have time to go over. And but I do have a video on the training on the CRM. I encourage you to watch that. The CRM also has its own tutorials, okay? And guys, this is a demo account. Please don't judge me on my sales, all right? All right, does that all make sense? So let's go ahead and jump to the trip section. This is where we are going to go ahead and put a trip into the CRM. So John's going to add a trip in the CRM, and he's going to click on the bookings tab. You guys see that? He's going to click on the bookings tab, and there he's going to add a booking. This is the final step of the booking process. You're going to have to fill in this information. This is the last step. So John's going to put in his booking number. He's going to put in his booking date. Yes, Bella, the recording is going to be sent to you. Tour operator, vendor, and supplier. All three mean the same thing. Who do you guys think is the tour operator on this reservation? Take a guess in the chat. Who do you guys think is the tour operator? Absolutely correct. Carlos, Mikkel, Lee, Alex, John. It's Royal Caribbean, okay? Royal Caribbean is a tour operator. These are all your tour operators. It's all the partners you're booking with, right? These are your suppliers. So we're going to put package price $5,000. All good, Rachel. It's part of the learning process. And the commission projected is the total commission on the booking, right? You will see the commission projected on the checkout page of the booking. So when John was doing the booking with Royal Caribbean, on the checkout page, there's going to be a line item that says travel agent commission, and that's what you're going to pop in here. In this case, let's pretend it's $800. Does that make sense? Fantastic. And now you're going to go ahead and save and close. All right. And that's the last step of the booking process. Okay. But it's the most important step, because if this information is not in the CRM, we won't know that you have commission owed. This is how the payout process works. Your client goes on the cruise line sends us the commission check with a list of booking numbers and amounts. We enter those booking numbers and amounts on our end of the CRM. If I enter a booking number that matches with the one that you've entered in here, that's what tells us that we need to pay your commission, and that's when we send you your commission. All right? If we get the commission from the supplier on Monday, we ACH direct deposit the money to you on Friday. If we get it Wednesday, we send it to you on Friday. If we get it Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, when do you think we send you your commission? Everyone, take a guess in the chat. If we get the commission Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, when do you think we ACH that over to you? Alex says Monday. Tessa, Monday. Caitlin, next Friday. Christina, next Friday. Marco, following week. Bosco, Friday. Isabella, Friday. Gigi, Friday. John Walker, Friday. Following Friday. Ashley. Lee, next Friday. Javon, next Friday. Next Friday, next Friday. Monday, next Friday. Oh my God, guys. I apologize. I truly apologize. This is on me. I should have told you this before you guys started guessing. I am sorry. Jacob and I just have one rule for the meet and greet call, for this orientation call. If you get the answer wrong to this question, this particular question, I do have to drop you off the team. Guys, 90% of you guessed the answer incorrectly. We're going to have to let a lot of you go. I'm sorry. I mean, it's been really nice having this call with everyone. I'm hoping 2025 brings with it better luck than what just happened here, but rules are rules. Where would the world be without them, right? Guys, you have a one. I'm totally kidding. If we get the commission on Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, we send it to you same day, Friday by 5 p.m. Pacific. Now, why did I emphasize that point? Number one, because Edwin likes to make cheesy jokes. Right? So that's one reason. The second reason is because that's not the norm amongst travel agencies. Other agencies take 30 days, 60 days. I know one travel agency, God be with their agents, takes them 90 days to pay out the agents after they receive the commission from the supplier. We call it accounting purposes. Guys, realize that we recognize important. I don't want your money in my bank account. The moment that money hits our bank account, virtually within the same week, it's right back out to you. ACH direct deposit. When you have your first commission owed from us, you will get a link to sign up or register your bank information on our QuickBooks, right? You don't pay anything for that. You just have to put in your bank details. You do that once, and then every Friday we have a payment to you. We click a button, it just sends it over to you, okay? It's usually there by Monday, no later for sure than Tuesday. Because it's the fastest way possible to get that payment, okay? Does that make sense? Yes, Bryce, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All my times are going to be Pacific Standard Time, all right? Fantastic. Okay, guys, that was the entire booking process. I know it was a lot of steps. I saw some of you taking notes. Love that. But you don't have to memorize any of this. And this is why a lot of our agents don't make mistakes, is because we have this awesome resource under the book tab called Mandatory Requirements. If you click that link, it's a step-by-step breakdown of everything I just talked about, all the way through to the red flags, what to do if you spot them, and through to putting the booking in the CRM. I just sent it into the chat as well. Guys, I would rather you spend as little time and effort on the technical and more energy on what actually matters, building relationships with your clients. Jessica, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. The relationship you build with your clients is more important than the knowledge and expertise you have as a travel agent. All right. And you can take that one with you to the bank. If anyone wants to debate me on this, or you have someone that wants to debate me on this, I will win every single time because I come with receipts, okay? Not just Jacob and his performance over the last 10 years, but also with so many of our agents that have become six-figure earners and incredibly successful at following the same principle. And that principle involves building strong relationships with your clients. That's exactly how everything that we have is geared for our team members, our agents, all right? I want to quickly give you an example of this, a little story, because I feel like that's usually what we remember, different stories. So let's say I'm working with a client. His name is Jeff. Okay. Now I have a strong relationship with Jeff because I've worked with him for a while. And I know that when Jeff goes on vacation, and I've done my due diligence, I have notes in my CRM, I have a really good understanding of who Jeff is. Jeff's a hardworking guy. He works all year round. He takes vacation once a year, and he spends $20,000 on a 2-week vacation because it's the one time he can cut off. Now, I know when I'm booking Jeff on vacation, and this is the headspace you need to be in and where we train you to be in. When I'm booking Jeff on vacation, I know I need to set him up in a ground level because I know that Jeff every morning on vacation wakes up at 5 a.m. He pours himself a cup of coffee, black, no cream, no sugar, just like Jeff's soul from working so many years. He pours himself a cup of coffee, black, no cream, no sugar, with no, he has his barefoot. He takes that coffee, he walks onto that patio door, walks out onto the sand, all the way to the water. Jeff's got his feet in the Caribbean Sea. The waves are crashing on his toes. He's sipping on that cup of coffee. He's watching the sunrise every single morning on vacation. That is Jeff's ritual. It's what makes his vacation experience a 98% perfect one. And I know that from the relationship I built, and I'm able to ensure that he gets that experience and more with a little customer delight here and there. You can forget about it because Jeff is going to be my LLC. Who's watched the videos already? Do you guys remember what LLC stands for? Don't say limited liability company. Just chat. Whoever knows it, just put it in the chat. If you say limited liability company, I will boot you off the Zoom. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that, but it's not limited liability company. What do I consider an LLC? I think Jacob talks about it in the mandatory startup guide. Beautiful. To anyone who answered. Loyal lifetime client, guys. Jeff is going to be with me for life. Forget about it. Not only is Jeff going to be with me for life, he's going to go and spread word of mouth and referral marketing about me. Now, word of mouth and referral marketing, guys, is the most expensive form of marketing. All right? Do you want to know why it's the most expensive? It's the one form of marketing you cannot buy. You cannot pay for word of mouth, okay? Right? How do you get it? So ironically, it's free because you can't pay for it. It's also the most expensive because it's valued the greatest. It provides the best results, but it also takes one form of currency, and that currency is effort, intent. You need to actually think one step extra about who your client is and then make an action associated with that. If I know my clients are newlyweds and they're going on this trip and they're going to have They wanted a restaurant reservation. I know they're staying at that restaurant. Well, one step extra might be something special, me calling the restaurant and having them send out a little tiny cake, which I probably don't even have to pay for because I can tell the restaurant, or doing something slightly here or there, right? It's called customer delight. And that's where we operate, because those are the unexpected emotional reactions that you do for your client that create an everlasting connection with them. All right. And unless you screw something royally up, like Sabrina did with the destination wedding, you're not going to lose that client, right? Sabrina, I'm only picking on you because you were the example. But that being said, our entire effort, from the trainings to the support to the platform, is built to ensure you do just that. Okay? Is build on the relationship and become a successful travel agent as a part of our team. All right. Now, I have one thing I haven't talked about yet on these mandatory booking requirements. Yeah, for sure, Conrads, you can book dinner reservations or restaurant reservations for your clients. Remember, technically, I mean, the phrase is travel agent, travel consultant, but I like to consider us concierge, right? You're really partaking like a concierge in these types of relationships. So travel restrictions, guys, I'm going to introduce you to a tool called Sherpa. It's an incredible tool. You put in your client's departure city, let's say Miami, you put in their destination, let's say, let's say China. Date, citizenship, click see requirements. In 2 seconds, you're going to see all the visa requirements, all the passports, docs, health risks, additional info to travel to and to come back from China in this case, okay? Sherpa is going to give you everything you need to know in reference to booking confidently for your client. So it's going to give you the confidence to book for your client. Even more than that, it's going to give your clients the confidence they need to work with you, because you're always going to have the answers, and Sherpa is going to help you get them. Does that make sense? Fantastic. All right, my friends. That was... One second. All right. So that was the booking process. More or less pretty straightforward. Yes? Fantastic. So now let's move to the second section or third section. Working with clients and leads. All right. So something that you guys are, I'm sure, anticipating and waiting for. Now, I always talk about leads and clients as my third agenda item because the first two are very important. And if you don't have the first two down, then you're not going to get to a place where you can comfortably service these clients, and you're going to disappoint yourself. All right. The foundation is very important to being successful here. So let's talk about getting those clients and working with those clients. Now, there's two requirements that you need to have if you're going to service our clients. Number one requirement, and you can write this down or maybe put it in your notes just for your information, is you need to have the Travel Agent Academy completed. Okay. Now, the Travel Agent Academy was not a requirement to book. If you wanted to book right now, all you need to do is the startup guide, which is a 30-40 minutes. But this training is a requirement to get clients from us and to service them. Does that make sense? So you're going to go through all the way to the end. You're going to complete it. You're going to get a certification badge that's going to be present on your BWJ exchange as well. And that's step number one down. All right? Make sense? All right. Step number two. There are three main suppliers that you're going to be using to book the clients that we provide you. And I'm going to tell you the three suppliers. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have requested access to them. That's Apple Vacations. It's the number one. It's, I think, America's number one vacation provider. And it's been around since the 60s. So Apple Vacations is number one. They are now owned by Hyatt Inclusive Collection. So Hyatt actually owns the ALG Vacations brand. That's number one. Number two is Expedia Tap. Expedia Travel Agent Affiliate Program. That's what TAP stands for. So there's Expedia as the conglomerate. They have different divisions. One of that is Expedia TAP, which is the partner that allows you to book and earn commission with Expedia. Now, that one is great for all kinds of things. Like Expedia has the biggest inventory of hotels, car rentals, activities. They got transportation. So Expedia lets you book everything, but not necessarily is their commission rate the most lucrative, right? Might be around 12%. The third supplier that you need to have access to is Beds Online. BEDS ONLINE. Beds Online. So that one is a wholesale hotel provider, which means that on Beds Online, many of the cases, you will see that you will find rates that are 20% off online prices. So like a client might be looking online, they might have a hotel for $4,000 there, and you can probably pull it up for like $3,300 or $3,500, right? So you're already going to be competitive on the price, plus the fact that you're going to earn 16% commission on all those bookings. Now, these three suppliers are the most important because these are the ones you're primarily going to book with the clients that we provide you. They are vacation travelers that are spending roughly around $2,000 to $3,000 per person to go on these vacations, typically to Mexico and the Caribbean. All right. Now, when you get access to those three suppliers and you're comfortable booking with them, there's one of them that you have to finish the certification for because it's the main one. That's Apple Vacations. It's called ALGV Pro certification. It's going to get you comfortable with our platform and the inventory, the hotels that you're going to book. So ALGV Pro certification you have to have complete, okay? So let's just refresh one more time. Our BWJ Travel Agent Academy must be complete. You have to have access to Apple Vacations, Beds Online, and Expedia Tab, and ALGV Pro certification with Apple Vacations needs to be done. Once you finish those steps, you will email my support team. And of course, at that point, you're going to be confident speaking with the client as well because you're going to have all this down. Alex, ALGV Pro certification. Once you get access to Apple Vacations, it's very straightforward because it's on there. And my support team will send you a link as well, okay? Once you finish those, you will email my support team. You'll say, hey guys, I'm ready to service clients, and we will enable this button for you. You guys see this? None of you have this link on your end, the Go to Leads dashboard. When we enable that button, that is how you go ahead and choose clients to work with on your flexible schedules. We used to round robin clients. We don't do that anymore because we found that sometimes one of our agents is busy working with an existing client, or they're sick, or they're on vacation, and a client goes into their inbox, they miss it, the client doesn't get a response in time, client's upset, we're upset because that's bad for reputation. The agent's upset is because they missed it. They didn't even know they had a client in the inbox. So here's how we do it from this point. I mean, we changed this very recently, but this is how you're going to get clients. You click on Go to Leads dashboard. You're going to click on Access New Leads. Do you guys see that? And you're going to see a list of unanswered clients that we have right now. All right. It'll bring you out a full list here. And you can go down and pick the one that you want to work with. Let's say you want to work with Alyssa, who's requesting, November 28th to December 4th, whatever, right? And the biggest issue we have today, to be honest, is that we're backed up, right? We have unanswered clients that we just don't have time to get to, which is why we're growing our team rapidly with this demand, right? We have 21 right now unanswered clients. It's really throwing us back, but I would rather our agents take the time necessary to become qualified before servicing, because the one thing I won't tolerate is a lack of quality. So quality always comes first, okay? And then you will click right here, get access to whichever client you want to work with. Let's say is this one, and that will drop into your leads dashboard. In your leads dashboard, you will click on view details on that client, and that's where you'll see their email, phone number, resort, and additional information. And then you can also put some notes here while you're working with the client. Does that all make sense so far? Sabrina, ALGV Pro does not cost money. Anything I mentioned is not, you don't pay any extra anything for anything I just talked about, okay? All of that stuff is already stuff you have access as an agent with BWJ, okay? Perfect. Now, guys, there is one other thing I need to emphasize here on your leads dashboard. Kamal, I'm not going to repeat the process. Just look at the recording, please, or in Q&A, ask me again. I'll answer it because we honestly are running behind schedule. Under the leads dashboard, you guys see this link, lead conversion tips? Very, very, very important. If you're servants, I want you to watch this video. It's almost a 20-minute video. It talks about how these leads came about, how you're going to contact them, how you're going to service them, which suppliers you're going to use one more time with a screen share. We also have a client management checklist PDF. This PDF brings you all the way down through all the necessary steps as you're working with the client, starting with the introduction, right? My internet's a little bit slow, guys. So it starts with introduce and listen, and then it works its way to booking the flights, and then all the way through to, choosing the hotels, and then providing the client with a vacation value, offering insurance, recapping information, words to use and words not to use, right? So it's going to help you sort of create a streamlined process. Does that make sense? Along with that, we have tips, we have scripts, we have templates. This is very, very important. When you're reaching out to the client for the first time, copy paste these scripts. This is important for them to immediately know who you are and where you're responding with, because they are waiting for a response. But if you go off tangent with your own text from a different area code, they might drop you into a spam bucket and just delete your number. So don't send out. Like, I've had agents that tell me, oh, client didn't respond to me. I'm like, please screenshot that and email it to me. Let me see what you told or, sent to them. And you'll see some text like, hey, I'm John, your travel agent. How can I help you? Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you understand these clients are inquiring about specific hotels that they want and they're interested in. And we offer insane exclusive deals on those hotels. Plus, the client's looking to work with a resort specialist. So these texts like, hey, John, this is, Edwin, the Breathless Cancun hotel specialist. You inquired about a vacation, and I'm just contacting you to see, what we can go ahead and set up for you. I know we have some incredible deals on the hotel, and I'm here to answer all your questions and make sure that we get you set up on this perfect vacation experience. Now that a client knows exactly who you are right off the bat, instead of having to, play a guessing game. And that's why these scripts are very important, especially for the initial conversation. Of course, after you build a relationship with them, talk to them however you want to talk to them. That's fine. They know you. But in the beginning, the first impression totally matters. Does that make sense? And if you're struggling on anything, you reach out to my support team. We're going to give you that feedback. Okay? So stay in touch with us because that's what really my team is here for. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, perfect. Guys, we got a few more things to talk about. I'm going to jump back now to the exchange. We touched on it in the beginning. That's where our Travel Agent Academy is. But the exchange is a social media for BWJ. It's basically our own Facebook. Our agents post, comment, reply, like. Our support team is on here. You guys can direct message each other. You guys can direct message our team. You get to post. And it's just an awesome place for us to engage with one another. Now, I'm going to give you guys homework, all right, because I'm a mean person. No, it's fun homework, guys. In the exchange, there's a space called Introduce Yourself. Please, I know you all surface level. I want to learn a little bit more about you, something I wouldn't know from your resume or your qualifications. So tell us who you are. Tell us your story. Why are you passionate about travel? And what goals are you looking to accomplish? This will allow us to engage with you on a deeper level, help you achieve those goals on a deeper level. It'll also throw you in the mix with the community, with all the other agents. And then, of course, we have tons of other spaces here that you can utilize, talk about, get feedback on. The exchange is not just where we get value, we also give value. So if you have experiences of your own, maybe you have some other knowledge, maybe where you live, you have a lot of information, don't hesitate to help fellow agents with that information. I'm sure we all come from so many different backgrounds. We have a lot to add in terms of value to the exchange, and that's what makes this a super competitive community, right? And we're one big team. I represent the company as much as you guys do, and we're here to really hold it at the highest degree and value, quality. Sorry. Does that make sense, guys? Perfect. All right. Other tab here is support. The knowledge base. In the knowledge base, you have every single training on all the suppliers that we offer. If you want to be a Disney certified travel agent, you can go through their College of Disney Knowledge and become an expert with Disney. Same with all the other suppliers. And same with the CRM. Every single tab on the CRM is listed here. Maybe you want to go and be an expert with the CRM. Get the most value from it because we already pay for it for you. Go watch these tutorials. It'll help you get the most from the CRM. And last but not least, guys, one of the biggest key takeaways I want you to have the entire meet and greet orientation call is the agent profiler. As BWJ travel agents, you get access to a plethora of resources and benefits, as I mentioned. We are partnered with the Travel Leaders Network Consortium, one of the largest consortiums in the world that consists of travel agencies like us. Through my partnership with Travel Leaders, my agents get significant benefits for free. One of those benefits is the agent profiler, your very own landing page website, absolutely free, where you can go through, pop in your picture, your contact information, your specialties, expertise, biography, photo gallery, a map of all the places your clients have been, client reviews. Guys, it's going to act as your own little website landing page. Okay, you don't need to go out there, create a website. Create an agent profiler for free. Grab that link, pop it on a QR code, put it on a business card, share it with prospective clients outside of the ones that we provide you. Why wouldn't you also serve your communities? Why wouldn't you also book friends and family and earn supplemental income to the ones that we provide you, right? So you are already licensed and registered with us as travel agents. So why not just pass out a couple of business cards and have people use your services when you have tools like this at your disposal? Does that make sense, guys? Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. But wait, there's more. Okay. RIP to the late Billy Mays. Who remembers the infomercials in the 2000s and 1990s? All right, rest in peace, Billy Mays. Some people love him, some people hate him. I got like 20 sham wows in my garage, so you know where I fall on that spectrum. But wait, there's more. All right. When you create an agent profiler, you will also be eligible to receive organic SEO leads absolutely free. Would you guys like to see how you can get supplemental leads by having an agent profiler? No? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move forward to the next topic. I'm totally kidding. You guys all note that I'm on an incognito browser. No, it's not because I've been searching dirty things online and don't want you guys to see them. I'm on incognito because I want you to see that my search results are anonymous. My cookies aren't saved, meaning whatever I search here, you search there. We're going to get the same results. Let's say I'm looking for an all-inclusive travel agent in Seattle. Can you all note that the top two organic links are Travel Leaders links? So we see that? 95% of travel agent searches on Google will yield first or second position results to Travel Leaders, meaning that person looking to work with a travel agent will inevitably end up on the Travel Leaders site, where they will see a list of profilers. And here, they will go ahead and find your beautiful face. They will click on you. They will read about you. They'll see your bio, your expertise, your reviews, certifications, a map of all the places your clients have been, your stories, itineraries. At the end of it all, they're going to call you or they're going to email you. And this is exactly how you will be eligible to receive these organic SEO leads absolutely free, simply by having an agent profiler. Does that make sense, everyone? Fantastic. Dare I one-up Billy Mays? But wait, there's even more. All right? Viana's like, it's the Zillow for travel agents. Pretty much, honestly. But wait, there's even more. When you create an agent profiler, you will also be eligible, not eligible. You're actually going to automatically gain access to Agent Universe. Guys, everything I just gave you in terms of resources, put it to the side. Agent Universe is a whole nother subset of training material, marketing content you can use, education, webinars, tools, resources, cruise promos, exclusive upgrades and discounts and perks only you can offer to your clients. They won't find them online, but you can book it for them through Agent Universe, right? And you're going to see all these awesome things. So guys, there's so much going on Agent Universe. You have access to this for free because we partner with travel leaders, so you get to reap the benefits, okay? There is one thing that I'm going to go ahead and talk about, and then we're going to jump back to our portal because we are running really low on time. And that's agent discounts. Do you guys see agent discounts and FAMs under agency resources? Okay, as a travel agent, you're never traveling retail ever again, okay? Because you have access to travel agent discounted rates. All right? And here's a list of suppliers that currently have them going on. One of my agents booked an MSC Fantasia cruise recently. MSC Fantasia luxury cruise ship goes from Rome, Italy to Rome, Italy. The one that they booked, I think, was an 8-day voyage. 2 adults in a balcony cabin, retail for $3,000. My travel agent booked for him and his wife. Wife is not a travel agent, but she got to bandwagon that discount because he was booking it under his travel agent discounted rate. On that same cruise, 2 adults, ocean view balcony cabin, 8-day Rome, Italy to Rome, Italy, stopping at Italian cities. That retailed for $3,000. He only paid $600 per person. That's $1,200 total. 60% off. You have access to those same exact discounts and benefits. Not after you jump through 100 hoops, not after you sell $100,000 in sales. Right now, today. Whether you like it or not, you're all licensed and registered as travel agents under BWJ Travel's IATA. Meaning, you could tap in and take advantage of this right now. It doesn't just mean that. I encourage you to do so. Okay? You need to understand the perspective. These partners want you to take advantage of these things because they want you to come back experiencing their product so you can offer it to your clients and resell, obviously. So what's the harm in taking advantage and enjoying a little bit, right? It's the perk of the industry. By all means, you're welcome to go ahead and take advantage of them. All right? Does that make sense, guys? Perfect. Last but not least, I'm going to go back to the Travel Agent Portal homepage. All the support phone numbers are here. If you need tech support, you need to change a booking, cancel a booking with a supplier, you can call them. When you're in doubt, you will reach out to my support team. All right? You can call us. You can text us. You can email us. You can even carrier pigeon us if you can find a bird that will deliver mail to my office balcony. All right? Our business hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do have a 24/7 emergency response team. God forbid your client's at the airport, they're stuck, you're freaking out, you don't know what to do. You call us after hours, 11 p.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m., does not matter. One of my agents will pick up that call and we'll service it if it's an emergency. If you call us, though, at 1 a.m., and my emergency support team picks up and you say something like, I want to reset my password, I forgot if I had a cap or no cap in the first letter, they will drop you off the team. I'm kidding. They're not going to do that, but they're going to push your request to next business day because they can't service regular business inquiries, okay? So just don't get upset if they say, okay, someone's going to get back to you and then it's next business day because they're only doing emergencies. With that being said, guys, emergency phone number is the same exact phone number that you call, okay? If you called it after hours, if you call it right now, it will cue you and say that if you're an agent with us and it's emergency, click this extension and it'll take you to the emergency line. Please don't, I'll test that phone number right now. I mean, you're more than welcome to test it, but you're going to burden them. With that being said, guys, thank you so much. I just really quickly want to say how excited and grateful I am to welcome you all to the team. I do this with passion day in and day out. I don't know if you guys can feel it. I hope this was as informative and helpful for you as it was exciting for me. I'm just blessed and grateful to be doing this in the industry that I absolutely love with people that share that exact same excitement and passion as I do. Our mission at BWJ is to bring friends and family together through travel experiences. The way that we can fulfill this mission is by training elite travel agents who can go out there and service hundreds of thousands of clients, millions of clients, and we can bring the world closer together, not just physically, but also culturally. Welcome on board. I know there's a lot of things going on. You guys are going to get the recording. You can rewatch the video, slow it down comfortably. Take it one step at a time, guys. It doesn't all have to happen at once. Please, slowly with the suppliers and slowly with the training. There's just a lot of information, and be graceful with yourself, right? Give yourself the opportunity to soak it all in. Get on the community, start engaging with agents, maybe start the training. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm just excited to be working with you all, okay? If you don't have any other questions, you're more than welcome to hop off. You have a wonderful rest of your night. If you do have questions, I'll answer every single one of them now. Thank you, George. But with that being said, the recording should come out to everyone within a couple hours. If it does not come out to you, then you can just reach out to us tomorrow and we'll send it to you manually, but it should. It is scheduled to come out, okay? Thank you so much. Bye to everyone leaving and to all those that are staying on. We'll go ahead and start answering those questions one at a time. Please just shoot it into the chat here, okay? And give me some time, because remember, I have a lot of agents on the call, so your question might just be down the list. Don't double ask it, because I'm going to come to it anyway. It just means I'm answering before yours and I haven't gotten to yours yet, okay? Perfect. Rachel, do we need a profile for every agency? Not sure what that means. The travel agent profiler is not required, but it's definitely a free bonus plus that I would definitely create, right? Because it allows you the opportunity to get supplemental leads. So why not? It also gives you the opportunity to have your own landing page, to have your own little mini website, right? Johnny, excited to have you on board. Let's rock and roll. Thank you so much, Jessica. Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Joe. Rachel, when do we do a schedule? So that's a great question. You can inform my support team of that schedule, but because we already set up the lead system the way that it is, I know when you're requesting or when you're getting access to those clients. So I know when you're on and when you're off, because I can track it differently. But if you know you're going to be off for a certain period, just so we can have our count proper, because we have clients coming in, I need to know how many agents can be servicing them. You can send it out to my support team. Thank you, James. Victor, appreciate that. Thank you. Sharif, yes. So in the travel industry, the suppliers always pay us the commission after the trip is complete. That's because commission is never final until the trip is complete. What does that mean? That means maybe you add a passenger, maybe you extend the stay, maybe you upgrade the room. That's going to fluctuate the commission. In a destination wedding, your client goes to the hotel, they add $20,000 of services, you're technically entitled to that commission, and we will go to bat so that the hotel will pay out. So that means that after the stay is when they calculate the commission, they send the commission to us, we pay you same Friday. Thank you, John. Appreciate the kind feedback. Question regarding... Okay, yeah, Lee. So this is in regards to... Right now, you guys are all certified and registered with us on a monthly, right? So your monthly registration is going to renew. If anyone was interested in just doing the annual, you do get a little discount there, but there's one main benefit of being an annually registered agent with us, and that's that you are eligible to getting an IATA card, okay? Does anybody know what an IATA card is? No? I'm going to explain it now. So IATA is the governing body of the travel industry. It's where we have our license with. And an IATA card is kind of like a driver's license in the travel industry. I don't have mine on me right now. It's at the office. But this is what an IATA card looks like. Okay? It's the preferred means of recognition in the travel industry as a travel professional. So when I go to a hotel, right? I'll show them my IATA card. They will quickly recognize me as a travel agent, and they'll do whatever perks I have, right? Whether it's a discount or a room upgrade or, breakfast or something, right? Because an accredited agent gets those benefits. The reason that only annually registered agents are eligible for an IATA card is because this card gets issued from the board of IATA for 1 year. They don't break it up month to month, right? So let's say we had an agent with us that 6 months in no longer wants to be a travel agent with us, but we gave them an IATA card, and they go around another 6 months using those agent perks and benefits, we could lose our license. So you have to be registered annually with us so we can go ahead and issue one of these cards to you. There are 3 other requirements to getting this card, but if you're interested in it, just email my support team. We'll tell you all about it. Or if you want to change your registration to annual, we can go ahead and do that as well, okay? But I'm going to push that on to support. You guys can reach out if anyone is interested. Feel free to do that. I didn't get an email for login. So if you have any login issues, your startup guide steps, you're stuck on something, you watched the video, something didn't come out, the IC agreement, you need a new identity verification, email my support team for all of that. We'll get that taken care of. They are off now, but tomorrow morning they'll help you right away, okay? All right. Jennifer, which link are we talking about? Which link are we talking about? Is this the agent profiler link? I'll send the agent profiler link. Keep in mind, you guys have to have your mandatory startup guide completed before you can create an agent profiler, okay? All right. Alex, first three steps are mandatory startup guide. The first one is under the Learn tab. You start right here. All right. My pleasure, Carrie. Welcome to the team. Bryce, our hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on weekdays. Mikkel, you can start right away. You have all the information that you need to begin starting on those steps, okay? Zoom recordings are under the Learn section, but this Zoom recording will be texted and emailed to you. This one is not going to be posted here. It's going to be texted and emailed to you. All right. My pleasure, Christina. God bless. James, thank you. Thank you, Arif, Christopher. Do we have to legally register a DBA? Viana? No. I actually recommend against the DBA or a business entity or an LLC or an S corp, and I'll tell you why. And you probably saw something about this in your IC agreement. When you create your own business entity, you will actually have less protection from BWJ, because when you have your own, like right now, you guys are independent contractors, you're sole proprietors, you're part of the team that way. Our insurance extends out and covers you. If you go out there and you build your own business entity, then you have to get your own E&O insurance. Granted, I would suggest that you don't spend time on worrying about the LLCs and the S corps. Just operate and build relationships with your clients right now. Build such a book of business where you're doing so much revenue that then you have to think about expenses and business income and all that stuff. Like that comes later, right? The most important today is not worrying about those technical things and trying to open up those LLCs and so on. It's more so about building the correct relationship with your clients and having a book of business. And then you want to go ahead and build an LLC and you want to do all these fantastic things, sure. And of course, an accountant will help you with that. Don't spend the time on it now, in my opinion. But I'm not an accountant, and that's not accounting advice. Correct, Jennifer. As soon as we finish trainings and go access supplies. Yes, Mikkel. So if you want to just refresh, I talked about that. What was the name of the Apple Vacation certification needed? It's ALGV Pro, okay? ALGV Pro certification. But whenever you get your access to Apple Vacations, then you'll be able to access ALGV Pro. Okay, you'll be able to access ALGV Pro. All right, and it also comes with other benefits to finishing that, like special marketing stuff and giveaways of hotel stays and whatever. But really, the most important for us is the information that you're going to get from ALGV Pro. Okay. Thank you so much, Isaac. My absolute pleasure. Setting up direct deposit. When you have your first commission node, we will send you